afternoon. I'm Tommy Diaz, Assistant Chief of the Harris County Sheriff's Office over the Law Enforcement Command. We're currently at the intersection of Cascade House and Will Clayton Parkway in Northeast Harris County. Right now we're investigating an officer-involved shooting that resulted in the death of a suspect. We also had a deputy who was transported to a local area hospital. She's in stable condition. For precautionary reasons, no injuries. What happened today is at about 10 a.m. this morning, Harris County Sheriff's deputies responded to a call for service involving a stolen vehicle recovery. Deputies made the scene at the 9800 block of Fleming Springs. Deputies knocked on the door of a house. At least one suspect fled. Deputies canvassed the area, found a suspect matching the description of the person who fled from the house in the stolen vehicle investigation. The suspect did not listen to commands that were given, indicating to stop. While that was occurring, the suspect produced a firearm, a semi-automatic pistol, an extended magazine, and the suspect did not follow commands at that point either. And two deputies discharged their firearms, striking the suspect. The suspect was, EMS made the scene, attempt to provide life-saving measures, but those were futile, and the suspect did die on scene. Right now what you see is the Harris County Sheriff's Office Homicide Investigative Team, the Harris County Sheriff's Office Internal Affairs Division, and also the Harris County District Attorney's Office. The Harris County District Attorney's Office will conduct an independent review of the officer-involved shooting. The Internal Affairs Division will conduct an independent review to understand if any policies or anything like that were violated. There is currently no danger to the community at this point. We do ask for a little bit of patience on this particular scene because we do have some roadways blocked, and we're working as quickly as possible to open those roadways. Do you have any questions?
Do we know the age of the suspect?
The suspect is in the late teens, Hispanic male in his late teens. The Institute of Forensic Science will make the positive ID of the suspect.
Any motive behind the shooting, or what led up to it?
So the deputies did make the scene to investigate a recovery of a stolen vehicle, and during that point the suspect fled. As far as the motive of why the particular individual may have produced a weapon is unclear.
Where did the confrontation actually happen? Because I know it started on Fleming Street, but where did it end?
Correct. So the confrontation occurred about a block behind me on Cascade House and Sun Circle.
Do we know if officers follow protocol in the shooting?
As far as the investigation, that will be conducted by the Internal Affairs investigation, and I think it's very preliminary at this point to say, all these things were followed and things like that. So, but the Internal Affairs investigation will reveal all that, and the District Attorney's Office also does a review.
What kind of information can you share about the officers who were involved in the actual shooting?
So we do have two deputies that were involved. A male at 31 years of age, he's been on a patrol deputy for about 5 years, and a female deputy has been out on patrol for about 9 years. She's 35 years old.
And you said you caught all the other suspects that you were trying to get in the car.
There's no indication, like at this point, that there is anyone else that was on the scene. We were able to identify one person.
How many shots total were?
Unknown at this point. That will take, the forensics will collect shell casings, body-worn camera will be reviewed. In addition to that, Harris County Sheriff's Office does release body-worn camera within 45 days. So,
did the suspect victim live in this area?
That's unknown at this point because what we haven't positively identified that person. The medical examiner will make that decision.
Do we know if the suspect returned fire?
No. At this point, we don't know that.
Okay.
We'd also like to do this in Spanish. So, Major Saul Suarez. Thanks.
You don't mind hold that.
Yes, sir.
Buenas tardes, soy Mayor Saúl Suárez, soy con el Departamento de Alguacil del Condado de Harris. Aquí estoy con mi equipo, estamos investigando un tiroteo de oficiales que pasó en el noreste del Condado de Harris. Aproximadamente como a las 10 de la mañana, nuestros oficiales respondieron a una llamada de servicio que involucraba a algo relacionado con el robo de autos. Cuando llegaron, un sospechoso huyó y nuestros oficiales lo persiguieron y lo encontraron y le dieron muchas órdenes verbalmente que se parara y que colaborara con la investigación. El sospechoso produjo una arma semiautomática y los oficiales le dispararon y el sospechoso falleció. Sí le llamamos a la ambulancia llegó y el sospechoso falleció. Los dos oficiales están bien en este momento. Entonces empezamos nuestra investigación que involucra el equipo de homicidio, la escena de crimen, el equipo de robo de autos. También tenemos a nuestros investigadores internos y también esto está investigado por el abogado del condado y de Harris. Queremos recordarle a la comunidad que nuestra prioridad es la seguridad pública. También que si tienen información de este crimen, por favor llámenos al 713-221-6000. También les pedimos por su paciencia porque vamos a estar aquí unas 2 o 3 horas más. Vamos a estar aquí en las calles y vamos a periódicamente abrirle para poder que pasen sus carros o si quieren alguien caminar. Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Real quick, a question for you, sir.
Sure.
If you don't mind. So was the pursuit? Did the pursuit end up here, or how did this play out as far as the?
So there was no like vehicle pursuit.
Okay.
So it was a
It was a call that, hey.
Correct. So it was a stolen recovery. So hey, we've potentially found a stolen vehicle, and that's what led us here. That was how the call originated. So knocked on the door, someone fled on foot, deputies canvassed the area. So it wasn't a vehicle pursuit.
Another quick question: do you know about how long? I know there are a bunch of people kind of waiting to get back into their homes. Do you know about how long you guys?
We're certainly working on that right now. So like just a preliminary estimate would be like an hour and a half, because we have to wait for the Institute of Forensic Science to arrive and take some photographs and things like that. But we're going to work as quickly as possible.
So, what can you tell us about the stolen vehicle?
That we have auto theft investigators come into the scene, so they can kind of work on that, and so we would have more information about that particular vehicle, how it was stolen. We do know that there was a stolen vehicle report completed recently, so I would just feel more comfortable at let's do a little bit more footwork to say, hey, this is the kind of car, or this is how it was stolen, things like that.
Do we know if there was a problem with auto thefts in the neighborhood or anything like that?
Nothing at this point. We have been to that address multiple times, about 25 times over the past couple of years, but for a myriad of reasons, not just any particular one call for service. So. Okay. All right. Thank y'all.
Thank you.